Hey there, everyone. As you can tell by the silence, this is gonna be a PPR episode. Let this be a tale of hubris. Just because you're used for everything working, sometimes settings on a computer change and your gain becomes so high that the entire recording sound is completely and utterly ruined. Good times. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to post-produce this whole video here. Coin guides are always accurate by Marky Joe is the level we're gonna be playing here. In case you couldn't tell, it's really subtle. I mean, a lot of blind Jones, but don't worry, Boone is always a trustworthy guy. And yet, I mean, due to circumstance, start with a cape, so you kind of quickly learn that. What? I guess the coin is always accurate, as long as you mean accurate to my death. Rocket Muncher, that exists. That's supposed to teach you about, stones are not to be trusted also cut off. What a glorious buffoon zone. So yeah, the world is pink. I like the pattern, the difference, the contrast between pink leaves and the not there ground. Sometimes when it's there, it's teal, though. It makes a nice little look-see. So, yeah. Feel like, honestly, you're not losing that much about losing I think, Mostly Blind was, basically saying the exact same things, oh, well, I mean, because, the level, once you understand what's going on, and that takes all of 2 minutes, even that, no, because the level, as of now, is not even the level is not even 2 minutes long. It takes you 30 seconds, and you understand what's going on. By the way, there was ledges here. Of course I'd explore. It's a red level. You have to explore. It's preordained by law. And also, I've got, my fire machine gun, which makes it real easy to spot the ground, too. Helps out a little bit. This level, it's worth noting. Oh, man, it's the Sumo Bro. We just never see that guy. That guy is so underused, it is sad and tragic. Yeah, this level has been the subject of a patch recently, version 1.3.1, which is the version I'm playing, and apparently mostly it changes one thing in crumbling and something in this level. I have no idea what. But it goes without say, this level went pretty by. I don't know what was changed at all, but see, the secret spot now, it's darker, so maybe it's later in the day, I don't know. Fireball versus baseball, 2 sports mostly seen somewhere in Japan and the United States, the 2 most, similar nations in the universe. If you're just being careful, it's very easy to sightsee this place and also to burn your ride. That's the funnest part. A little bit of Koopa hops. Remember, coins are not your friend. They're gonna make you fall. This is the part where, I'm like, man, this is way too hard. Chipmunk Cow, please play for me. And as always, with a smile and the glint in his eyes, he makes me buy him $20 of caramel to consider it, and an extra $20 of caramel to actually do it. Turns out that playing video games for the internet can get pretty expensive if you rely on outside help a lot, which I do, but only when they are fictional people, making things even more confusing. This is I always feel weird about, I just went through this. We've already seen, see, this part, things are different, because I ended up running right into that stupid Galumba's face. Today's the day I realized that Galumba's shoes are yellow, apparently. I always thought they were green, or I think sometimes they're green and sometimes they're yellow. I don't know if I understand completely. See, this is difficult because you gotta time yourself between all the things. It's like, whoa, man, slow down the gain a little bit. It says that R. See, no, coins are gonna kill you. I just think that's silly because I didn't R scroll at all. I just leaned in. I just took a peek. I just, put my hand, says what a subtle trap. I don't understand at all what to do. So this is it's a funny level. It's a funky, fun little level. It's just kind of, silly that if you know what you're doing and you take your time, you're going to be able to defuse things fairly easily. Although I don't know how I feel about unlocking the Star World that early, because that's gonna cause some problem. Let's watch footage of a video level playing video game we just saw already, but it's faster, so that makes it okay. Because you see, this way people knows that I won't cheat on the level I didn't really have any trouble with. That's important. Anyways, here the paths completely separate themselves as I'm like, what a cutoff! But it's in order to depict an illusion, so that makes it okay. What a Charlie! But he fell off, so that's okay. What a midpoint! Those exist, and they're there to help you out. Because you see, now we're going in the basement of Jolly Green Giant Zone, where the sky is purple, and the bullets are giant, and where you get Mario Makered. So, the idea, the gimmick of the level remains. There is no change here. Also, surprise! You have a friend! Now you need to hang out with him and exchange boulevard name collections. I think you can collect names. Just know that you'll go and sit his city with his stupid helmet on. He's like, okay, so this is Funky Town Boulevard. I'm gonna note this down in my book. This is Scary Spider Boulevard. I'm gonna put down in my book. This is John Sir Madam Boulevard. That doesn't exist for real, but I'm gonna put it down in my book anyways. What can you tell? Wow, I never could have seen that one coming with a billion zillion miles. See, sometimes there are ripple in time and you see things that are false. There's a follow through in ideas here, just kind of putting down the same ideas again. I have no idea what is down there. I'm assuming there's nothing. Because why would there be anything after all? I don't know. So this part, it all becomes brown blocks. Those are really scary because they're the color of molasses, the scariest of dessert. You're like, what? A trombone? There ain't any of those anywhere. And there's the end, except I'm like, no! Please! I want to get the dragon coin. Didn't realize I could start select. I already got the secret exit. Instead, I march forward like some kind of duck wrangling maroon, forcing myself to beat the whole level again. In order to, undo my fury, just kind of destroy an entire forest here, or at least a significant part of it. Let's watch footage of this place again. Oh, it's so beautiful. See, like, the trampoline trap is like the worst trap in a universe. Fact is, actually, there's a piece with Xion. I tried several times to get this, except trying to get from that turtle shell, but I always ran out of time. So I just got a shell earlier in the level, and then I did that, and I was like, yes, I have found peace. Buddha is, pushing my spleen a little bit to make it a comfortable sitting down zone. Everything is good. Except now I was like, man, okay, I've played for about 13 minutes. I don't have time to do a red level. That's crazy. So let's do a post-game Star World level instead. It's by Disarray. It's called Disarray. There's all these things around. And then we step in and we fall on the ground. A pipe equal reset, except doesn't says equal, it says dash. Also, I don't know why there's that. Why can it not just, Norton, see, red equals death. Why can it not just filter out your stuff normally? I don't know. Also, yes, what you are seeing here right now is accurate. Jump goes pit hack. Now, to be fair, it's nowhere near as bad as a pit hack, but this sure creates kind of an insane, crazy first impression, doesn't it? Yeah, it takes me a little while to accept the fact that indeed what you're supposed to do is chill out on the bounce troop here for a while. Between cuts, I'm gonna ask you to take a look at the life totals and how they vary from life to life. Go, whoops! Alright. That's all you need to do. That's what you need to do. You gotta survive. You don't want to die, because boarding the platform actually isn't the easiest thing in the world, because kind of like, you train yourself to bounce in diagonal like that, and it's like, yo, more gusto, more power, one-up spawn, totally radical! This looks like the craziest thing in the universe, but if you keep your cool and realize, you know, take heed of all the elements that you can see, there's a very finite amount of things you can do. Also, yeah, remember, pipe resets, and it's like, oh no, but it's like, oh, what? Yeah, that the one-up basically triggered that, which is super neat. So it's kind of like a mini pit hack that is actually super friendly. If anything, it's a good way to kind of like introduce yourself to the notion of doing really crazy, insane things. Except, that's what I mean, my level kind of makes a bad first impression, because that's about as insane as it gets. The rest of the level is honestly a lot more kind. There's a lot of figuring things out, and you gotta use your head, gotta dodge the disco. But I mean, using your head and dodging discos are things I do every day in my day-to-day life. Oranges are great, peaches are swell, then you get locked in and you touch the red hell. That's how the song goes. So here's me experimenting a little bit. But again, like, your tools are limited. Of course this little swing set is there for a reason. I was just kind of debating, do you want to use a shell jump, bring the springboard, or use the springboard to get a shell jump? No. Like, that jump, you can easily do it. It's just I was panicking. This is a level that benefits from the user displaying a certain amount of confidence. I'm aware that having this being the first screen of the level, technically, well, not technically, but pretty much, it will shake a man's confidence a little, just a little bit, a tiny amount. A llama's worth, perhaps. No, llamas are kind of large animals. Don't walk in the lava, you crocodile! Man, I sure told him. So this is the part where he bounces like, yo, jumping. Never done one of those before. Then I'm all like, yo, where's the bopper? That's a pretty good question. What does that even mean? You know, so I'm like, man, shells, nuts to that. We don't need those. Instead, we're gonna climb the Eiffel Tower. See, just take your time, basically. This is like if we're gonna go in serious mode, take your time, position yourself, be careful, don't do anything dumb. That's all there is to it. I don't know why I kept that little loop there. It was to show this is what regular gameplay looks like. We're about halfway through the video, but not halfway through the level. See, so, yeah, shells are stinky because they stain your hands with the blood of the innocent. That's just how turtles work. You know, they're innocent, but they poop a lot. So make sure to remember that when you go to the kindergarten and spook out all the kids. There's the first dragon coin, meaning we're 1/5 through the level. That's how it works, always and forever. By the way, hope you didn't throw your shell away. Honestly, and maybe surprisingly, when I did that, like when I got there, Live Cow actually took that with very good humor, because by this time, this part was starting to turn into a science. Like, it's difficult, it's precise, but there's not a lot of action involved, and ultimately, I do sincerely believe that if you're willing to put in the time, this really isn't that hard. It's scary, it's spooky, it's tingly, but it's, you know what? It's not that bad. You just need to not let yourself get intimidated. That's like, wow! I'm in the water! I don't remember what's the layout down there! Luckily, as the level that we've played previously and this video shows or told us, node blocks, coin trails are always accurate. They're kind of two funny levels to play back to back, and sometimes I wonder if it's like that on purpose. This is just a little silly jump. This is just a little silly man falling off. This is me going, hey, there's an extra fish. I don't remember if if I was accurate in my assessment or not, but yeah, there's like an extra fish in the bottom there. So it's just that your timing is just that much more squeezy. Enjoy your lemonade. Platform is there not to be your friend, but to sell timeshare, and anyone that sells timeshare is not a friend to a lot of people, probably. Man, that is a judgment thing to say. Don't judge peeps, man. There's nothing good that will come of that. Forever and always. Water is backwards, because it's Disarray. See, you take a ray gun, you take sun rays, take your light, then you put them in a disc. You know, they become mean. They wear combs on their hair, and they vibrate a lot whenever they communicate about, you know, law enforcement and tax dollar spending. See, guys, I know how to hold the jump button and the run button to go over tile. I know how to do that. It's just still scary. That coin exists. It's pretty cool. These two guys having a good time. Gonna leave them alone. Then it's like, Diaper Rock. Whoa, you're making me jiggle. It took me a little bit to understand what is going on here. Because, see, you got platforms. See, Diaper Rocks never goes down to below. But, like, two platforms, they always move together, and everyone's having a good time. Coin trails are always accurate. That's a silly jump. There's a door up there. It's very silly. Wow, we're starting here. This is probably the winning run then. I don't know. Those are too hard for me to figure out. So this is the fish. It's swimming and it's moving its mouth and its flippers together. This may be because, you know, has a limited amount of sprites it can use for its motion, limited 2, but shh, don't tell it. Fishes are very sensitive about their sprite amounts. That's the Diaper Rock solution again. See, like, once you know what's going on, this goes super well. This is kind of a tricky jump to aim, but, I mean, if you can make it at this point in the game, you should not have a problem. I have issues with this box, because, see, although it says the truth, basically to beat the level you need to cross there, and it's hinting at you still want to be big. Also, that hill thing doesn't look like it, but it's technically a filter for big. You can only go there when you're small. But the problem is, because of that message box, I spent too much time, basically, you died that way too, that's pretty neat. I spent a lot of time unnecessarily making things more complicated, because every time I saw a power-up, I saw, okay, so that power-up I need to keep, right? Oh, that power-up I need to keep, right? And I just feel the message bot kind of created that behavior in me when it's not necessarily necessary. Anyways, this is the part where Koopa's all like, wow, I'm walking, and the Goomba's all like, yo, I'm walking also. So I think there it's pretty clear what you gotta do, except like they're never timed together in such a way where the Goomba is really ever gonna get knocked up on the upper heaven ever. So there's a fear for you, I guess. Like, I just don't understand that one. Then it's like, yo, Galumba, now you're free from captivity of iron and music, while a thwomp makes the screen shake from time to time, and without sound effect, it looks kind of awkward. And see, now I just want to see what the Goomba was all about. He's walking, it's like, wow, I never thought I'd see the day. I'm not sure about the lava there, but then I got bitten anyways. But it's a good thing, because otherwise I would have missed the dragon coin, which is just here. I touched the block, the block there, the switch by accident, the switch platform. It's okay. You keep your money when you die. This is the lesson we are learning about the after death when it happens in real life. So now it's like, alright, this is pretty easy. This is like the easy part of the level. It's like, okay, we understand what's going on. There's a switch block here that exists for no reason whatsoever, but it looks cool. A big old dash of big bright red in your face. Wow, it looks so swell. And this otherwise completely drab and just dark gray, ugly kind of looking level. And it's really unfortunate. Oh, by the way, yeah, assuming we had music, you'd be listening to the haunting tunes of Vanilla Ghost House music. Oh boy, I don't understand why when people go out of their way to make super hard levels, they make the presentation like it's not that interesting. I would rather play a hard, difficult level that has music that hypes me up. Also, worst reset thing in the universe. Because you'll notice I just got a midpoint, right? So it's technically significantly more efficient to die than actually reset. Anyways, this is the basement at the bottom of the hill. It's where all the elves gather to make cookies and pretend that bread are the same as oinks and horses, not pigs. Pig and an oink is also, by the way, when you go in the basement, you can't get out. Basement is worse than the state of California, I tell you what. Also, again, it resets you all the way here. I suspect that the mid-air cloud midpoint here was added later as a sort of a little safety net, happy dance, convenience kind of thing. Except it makes the reset kind of silly. Now, this was an awkward edit that kind of skips getting past the thwomp there, and I don't know why I did that. Hooray! Also, watch out, you're gonna get smushed. So, you gotta get mushed. See, like, I'm getting here, I'm like, oh, okay, so I need to get this mushroom, and I gotta keep it while I find another power-up. I got what you're putting down here, level, except how are you gonna get past here without getting hurt? You can't. You get this mushroom in order to get through. And it's like, yo, peppercorn. Probably want to get that dragon coin, silly cow. And here's the part where I spent a lot of time doing the wrong thing for a little bit. So, good job for editing. Like, this is the kind of thing I would be editing anyways, regardless of the sound issue things. That's a bullet. It's a bullet bill. Technically, it has arms and eyes. And that little guy, he's trapped up there, and so you can destroy yourself. It's the best, but see, you spawn here. Anyways, it's like, whatevs, man. It's like all the whatevs in all the world are full of cranberry flavors. It's pretty swell. Not sure why I put an editing point there, even though the footage literally just keeps following through, so I'm not too sure what's up with that. Let us venture forth into the world of harmony and harmonica blowout experience. It's where you play your harmonica way too close to an amp, and then the sound is discussed. Oh yes, because I did the double gulp glitch. You see, like, it counted as eating 2 things for Yoshi, even though he only ate 2 things. It counted as 3. So by eating the plant there, and then I'm gonna go up and eat Marshmallow Joe stuck in a basement, and for a while I'm gonna think this is the solution. Because it's like, yay, no effort Yoshi, and I can get the flower and everything is cool. By the way, you can't get out with Yoshi here. Maybe you can if I actually try to give myself a running jump, but even then, no, I think Yoshi is always stuck at 2 height. So, pa-pa-da! Good times. So let us take a look here, then what you gotta do. It's like, yeah, see, you gotta get here, you get Yoshi, you get up, and then you can get down, then you can get up, and then you can get down, and then it's like, wow. So here I get killed. Yo, Life Farm, volleyball, poor Ted abuse, let's go! So now we're at the part where I'm back here. That Yoshi is clearly panicking. Mario's a terrible homeowner. And then here we are in the vast unknown. I figured, you know what? Let's check this out. What do you really want from me? So you can see what happens. See, if you're big, you consume more mass in space. When you're small, you go underneath the block and you die. It's like, yo, Yoshi. I think at this point, I was like, man, can't reproduce the double gulp. So I'm like, alright, you know what? I'm just gonna get this flashing shell, and we're gonna do a little bit of scouting by feeding the Yoshi the flower, because I still thought probably want to keep that flower, you know? I need to have a hit and a hit and a hit. But turns out you do need to use a flower to feed the Yoshi. I don't know why there's all these enemies everywhere. Maybe it's just a red herring, because here, you can't get through here big. You need to do the small. Anyways, so knowledge was gained, and Leprechaun grew its wings and was ready to fly up into the stratosphere, where he will burn, and Yoshi becomes a lasagna face. And because it was becoming a lasagna face, I kind of lost track that he was eating all this food. This jump is super hard to time, by the way. Let's show out how this works. In one fell swoop, just take your broom, make circles with it. This is what it's gonna look like. You bounce on a note block and you count to 3. Let's see, it's 1, dose, number that goes after, and you're cool. Then you can just I get the feeling like I break the puzzle or something isn't working, because you don't put a Canary Jerry up there for no reason. That's supposed to be an annoying one to feed, except as far as I know, I think it is literally just a red herring, because this, as far as I know, this is how you're really supposed to do this. Unless, I'm just being silly in science. And now you get, yo, disco farts. They're all super swell. Boop. Then the Thwomp doesn't agree, but you're like, nuts to you, Thwomps. I don't agree with your shenanigans. And this is the part where you go, yay! This last part here is by far, I think, the easiest. It's a little tricky. But it's like the one where you have the least amount of fear, I believe. So at first, well, disco above my head, probably want to get it underneath me, because that's what you do with disco. Keep it on the bottom. There's this all these block arrangements. What? What does that even mean? Clouds? What does that even mean? There's lava. There's the last dragon song. Blue coins. Coins, trails are always accurate. So what you want to do is measure the accuracy of your coins using a ruler and a thermometer. If you just kind of smash both together, you get something to measure the taste of corn. More importantly, realize that this is where a mushroom's at, and then you die. Then you realize this is where a mushroom's at. So here, your mind has to get to thinking. Did you figure out the puzzle? Because the door brings you back here. I'm pointing at the screen with both my hands right now. And it's okay, alright. So what you do is you double load up on mushrooms, and the blue pipe should reset you back at the start. So at this point, the reset does work. Maybe you think I'm spoiling the solution, but that's about when I realized what was going on. It doesn't, it's not exactly difficult to figure out. When you've been trotting out with the idea that, you'd be doing that double power up and all that. It's just that then, whoops. So let us accelerate time a little bit. Let us become time wizards. As we just kind of juggle with fate a little. Because again, as long as you're smart, if you get hurt, it's whatevs. You can just, of course, if you die, you restart here too. So either way, there's not really a whole lot of stake. You just kind of have to do it. If you've done this level, you probably did the disco level. You probably know how to get some amount of disco out of your bone zone, right? And here we are. Then we're here in a place where the lava roams free in a tiny tile-wide pit. It's yo, door, I know what's going on here. I'm gonna sing a song about butterflies. It has no lyrics. And here we are. That's it. This level didn't even take that long. Marky Joe and this level together took me about an hour. It's not that bad. Disarray looks scary, but it's not that bad. So here I unlocked this little other, half of the Star World legend. I was what's up with that? And I was okay, this leads to World 7 again. But it's connected to, spoiler, there's a Bowser's Castle in this game. It has, no exit. So as far as I can tell, it doesn't lead to the star, so I guess tomorrow we're going to be doing a little level called Pixel Perfect, I guess. Hopefully this time it'll be live. Pixel Perfect sounds like a really scary name, but I have confidence. I beat Disarray. I can beat Pixel Perfect. Well, maybe, probably.